You are listening to the I Choose My Best Life podcast with Dr. Saundra Dalton-Smith, a show that is dedicated to helping you live fully, love boldly, and rest intentionally. For additional resources, visit ichoosemybestlife.com.
Are you tired of feeling trapped by the negative things you say to yourself about yourself? It's time to break free and live the life of freedom God intends for you to have. In my book, Set Free to Live Free, Breaking Through the 7 Lies Women Tell Themselves, I share some practical strategies to help you overcome those self-limiting beliefs and embrace a life of purpose, passion, and joy. Say goodbye to those doubts and fears and step into the life God has for you, one that is full and free. Get your copy wherever books are sold. Welcome, everyone. This is Dr. Saundra, and you're listening to I Choose My Best Life. Today, we're going to be chatting with Kimberly Woodhouse, learning what does it mean to get control back on your life and have an impact on your health with 1,000,000 miles. So I want us to take a moment to just get a little bit of your backstory about who you are. Why did you begin on any journey related to health and all of that?
Thank you very much for having me too. I really appreciate it. So our journey has been a really long one. My husband and I have been married 32 years, and our daughter has a really rare nerve disorder. So the majority of my married life, I was taking care of my kids, making sure that they were healthy, especially with her. She had to be in a controlled environment all the time. And then when Extreme Makeover Home Edition for ABC picked us as a family for the show and they built us a house, they built us a Kayla-friendly house. And it was wonderful. Our daughter doesn't sweat. She doesn't feel pain. And it was a beautiful thing to see how God took care of us. But then the kids grew up and they moved out. And Kayla went to college and my body started falling apart because I had been the caregiver for 20 years and I had always been healthy as a horse. And then all of a sudden things started going wrong. And I've had so many readers of my books over the years that have written in and have talked, and they know our story and they talk about our health journey. And I have shared my health journey online. And so I have invited people to join our journey, which is 1,000,000 Miles with Kim. So it's 1,000,000mileswithkim.com. And we just want to encourage one another in our own health journeys. So many people have approached me and said, it's wonderful to see all these people who have succeeded and made it right on their health journey, but I don't feel like they're where I'm at in the middle. I'm still in the middle of mine. I'm still trying to get myself healthy again. And so we are journeying together. I'm inviting them along.
I absolutely love that. There's so many pieces of your story I want to dive into. Specifically, I think there's a lot of caregivers who can relate, who are in the middle of taking care of family or children or whatever it may be, maybe elderly parents, whatever. And they have found themselves in a position where their health has not been well taken care of. They have not nurtured themselves well in the process. And now your initiative is a moment to pause and to reflect on your own health journey, even as you are helping and serving others. I think it's awesome also that you are able to get a home with Extreme Makeover. One of those shows I watched, like, it's addictive if you start watching those. But I love that God stepped in and met that need even in that time. And now you're getting an opportunity for him to meet a different need as it relates to your health. So why 1,000,000 miles? That's an ambitious number. I've done my share I did a marathon. I went for my 50th birthday. That was my gift to myself. And then I've done quite a few half marathons. And let me tell you, 26 and 13 is quite enough. So I don't even know if with training for that, I added up to 1,000,000. So where did that number come from?
It all started because as a writer, my 40th book comes out this year. So I have written a lot of books over the years. And I noticed that once the kids left the house, I became much more sedentary as I was writing. And I started getting dreary and tired as I was writing. So several years ago, I bought a really expensive uplift desk that goes up and down, a standing desk. I love it. And it's massive and it holds all of my stuff. And I got a treadmill underneath it. So I actually walk and write now. And people ask, how many miles a day do you do? And I do up to 10 miles a day as I'm walking and riding. And then I also am active around the house and I ride my bike, and my husband and I play golf. And I thought all of these people who have asked me what I'm doing, and just the connections on social media, in Conqueror challenges, all these different areas where we're sharing, I thought it would be great for us to journey together and add up our miles and just see what we can do. So we've just started, and we've got a small group of people, just a couple hundred people that are a part of it, but we've already gone 25,000 miles. And for me, I thought 1 million is a good number because I want this to be a lifetime health journey. So I've told everybody, once we reach 1 million, we'll do another million. We'll just start over again.
Oh, so the million's not individual. I'm sitting here thinking,
Everybody.
how I'm like, I'm going to have to walk in my sleep, going to have to figure this out. But it's a collective million.
Yes.
So you're building a community then around this idea.
We're building a community, and I have wonderful sponsors and people who are helping out. And so we give away prizes and incentives. Everything's completely free because I just want people to be able to come alongside us. Yes, I'm an author. Yes, we've been on all kinds of national TV shows, and a lot of people know us from that, but I'm just a normal, regular person who struggles with my health and my weight, just like the majority of other people. And so we wanted to build a community where we're really encouraging one another and prodding each other along, holding each other accountable. If you can do this, we can do this. We're going to keep going.
Yes, absolutely. What impact do you feel like this has had on your health already? When did you first start this? How long has it been going on?
Officially, it's been a little bit more than a year, but unofficially, it's been less than a year because I got really sick. I have severe asthma, and I got COVID and pneumonia and the flu, and then another respiratory illness right after we launched it. And my dad had Alzheimer's, and I was also a huge caregiver for him. I was the only one who could talk him off the ledge and everything. So I asked everybody, keep going. I know we just started, keep going, but I need to take a step back for a while. And my health really suffered again because I was helping so much, taking care of my dad. And then all the sicknesses that had hit me, I realized I really need to do something major for myself. So it's been about 6 or 7 months that we've really been hitting it pretty hard. And I feel so much better now. And this last month, just as an illustration, everybody in our family got the flu except for me. Praise God.
Getting the blood flowing, getting the circulatory system, the lymphatics, all of those things that are good for the immune system built back up. What would you say to that person who doesn't want to buy the expensive, what is it called, mobile desk or movable desk and the treadmill under the desk? What would you say to that person who's saying, I don't know if this is attainable to me. I don't know if I can get any miles. My day's too full. What would you say to that person?
I tell people all the time that it's just one step at a time. Every challenge that I do that's so many miles, it always begins with one step. And so I had to start with one step. I almost died in 2017 when my health really tanked. And it was a very slow process for me to get better because I had surgeries in the front and I had surgeries in the back. So I had nothing left. And about a year later, the doctors finally allowed me to go back to therapy. And I was allowed to go into the silver sneakers classes, which I don't know if you know what those are, but those are for older people. And I wasn't even 50 yet. And I'm in these classes with all these 80-year-olds who could kick my rear end at whatever we're doing because I hadn't been able to do anything for a year. And so building it back up literally was one step at a time. And I tell people, join the journey. I have a reader who's been a friend for a long time. She's been a wonderful reader, and she joined A Million Miles with Kim, and she has lost 70 pounds. And she said, I am proof that we can do this. So just walking in your neighborhood, walking up and down the stairs at your house, walking around your house. I used to make laps in my living room. Before I could really do a whole lot of walking, I would just do laps in the living room, walk up and down the hall. Everything counts. So even on the site, we say you can swim, you can crawl, you can ride your bike. There's so many different ways that you can just get a little bit more in each day. And you realize every time you add more steps, you're able to add more the next day, and you're able to add more the next day. And we get stronger that way.
So true. It's a cumulative effect. As you build health, you get healthier and you feel stronger to actually do more stuff. And so I love that you've included other activities with it as well. It's not just simply, I'm going to go do laps or I'm just going to hop on the treadmill. But if you're doing tennis or if you're, what's it now? Pickleballs, the new tennis. So if you or whatever you're doing, whatever activities, that counts towards your million miles. Do you have any advice for someone who may be in that position where they are still in the middle of their caregiving? So they're needing to understand how to incorporate some personal care time into the being a caregiver.
For me personally, I'll just give my illustration. Since I was the only one who could talk my dad off the ledge with an Alzheimer's hallucination there at the end, anybody who's dealt with Alzheimer's, you know how rough it can really be. And it would be draining to talk for 2.5 hours just to try to get him out of the loop he was in, or talk him off the ledge, or to talk him into taking his medication, or get out of bed to go to the doctor so my mom could take him to the doctor. And for me, I found that the best thing I could do was to hang up the phone, and rather than curl up in a little ball and cry, I would go outside and just walk. And sometimes we have to give ourselves space to be able to take a break and to walk away from whatever the hard thing was. When our daughter was going through the journey that she went through, and she still has a very rare nerve disorder, she has lots of challenges, but she's married. She's an adult now. She has a beautiful child and another on the way. It's amazing to see how God has improved her health with movement, because we got her into swimming since she doesn't sweat. Swimming was huge for her. It helped her whole nervous system. It helped all the neurological issues that she had. And I realized for myself, I hadn't stepped back so many times over the years in my caregiving with her. And I think learning that lesson is really realizing I needed to step away for a moment, take a break, just do some really good mobility stretches, or to do some Pilates. I do that a lot. Or to take a walk outside if it's nice enough. Anything just to get away from the current situation. Caregiving takes everything out of you, physically, emotionally, mentally. It drains everything. And we have to hit a reset button. So doing something completely different and realizing it's not selfish. That was my biggest thing. I thought it would be selfish to walk away, but it's not selfish to take a moment and just breathe and focus on the Lord, because he has got to be everything to us, and he has got to be the fount that refills us. So if we take that moment away and say, okay, God, help. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Please help. And then just refresh yourself, spend some time praying, walking, seriously, crawling, whatever you have to do.
Amen. Making some time for God to really start healing us from the inside out, and being able to continue to serve those people in our family that we are trying to serve well from a place of our own well-being. I want to get a little bit of a clear understanding of your goals for A Million Miles with Kim. What is your vision? What do you see God doing with this movement?
I love that question. I'm a dreamer. I'm a visionary. So I would love to see it grow, not just to have numbers and not just to have us actually accomplish 1 million miles, but for us to have the numbers, the people, to build a community. Because I think what we need the most today is to stop with all the division, to stop with all of the things we disagree with or we want to argue with or whatever. We need to come together in unity. And I would love for us to be able to come together in unity over this project, 1 million miles, so that we can encourage one another and just be there, because we all fall on our faces. We all fall flat down into the mud puddle where our faces are sucking mud up through our noses. And we're like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And yet if we have people coming alongside us, then that person can pick us up and say, okay, I'm with you. I was in the mud puddle yesterday. I will help you out of it today. So I just really want a community.
We've been chatting with Kimberly Woodhouse, and I want to make sure that each of you understands and knows how to connect with her and to learn more about A Million Miles with Kim. So what is the best way for people to connect with you and to become part of the community?
My website, my author website is kimberlywoodhouse.com. Even if you spell it wrong, it'll redirect you to the right place. But A Million Miles with Kim is on my website, so you can find it there, or you can just go to amillionmileswithkim.com. And then we have a private group on Facebook that helps build the community. So we'd love to have you with us.
Excellent. And we'll share the Facebook group as well as the website on the show notes so that you guys can quickly get access to it and be able to connect with Kimberly. Until next time, everyone, this is Dr. Saundra. Live fully, love boldly, and rest intentionally.